You can throw a bunch of money at people, but if they're not feeling it in their heart, if they are not deeply emotionally engaged with your company, who cares how much money? Then they're just going to be chasing the money. You'll never have them. The competitor down the road offers them more money, they're gone. You never got their heart. Sorry? Amen. Yeah, you got to get their heart. Okay, so let's keep going on the whole heart thing. It's coming. All right. So by being focused, by being direct, by giving them accountability structures and rewards and consequences. Don't just roll these out without a rewards and consequences plan. Because people will say, why should I be accountable? What's in it for me? Right? So give them a treat when they hit these targets. Give them a huge treat when they hit their mind blowers. And then when they hit their minimums, say, whoa, how's it going? You know? Now, CEOs say to me all the time, I want to roll this out, Christine. I want weekly status. I need greater visibility to run my company better. So I rolled this out, and only half of my executives sent in their weekly status. And what should I do about that? We find 4 levels of consequences work great. The first level is, how are you doing? Are you okay? Because like if their dog died, you know, they might miss their weekly status, you know, something traumatic. So how are you doing? Are you okay? I noticed that your status didn't come in. You know, is everything okay? Because you don't know. It might not be. Second is, did I put too much on your plate? You're the leader, take responsibility, right? Did I put too much on your plate? Because if I put too much on your plate, let's adjust it. It looks like there's too much on your plate, so you weren't able to get your status to me, and you know how important visibility is for me to run the company, so let's take some stuff off your plate. If they still don't do it, level 3 is, do I have you in the wrong role? Did I mess up? You know, maybe I put you in a role that's just not right for you. Silly me, you know? Let's adjust your role. Okay? And then, of course, level 4 is, wait a minute. Do you want to work here? Because I might be missing something, but it looks like you actually don't. So that's cool. Let's just plan the transition. Focused, direct, accountable. It's fresh. It's respectful. You don't ever say this with a poopy tone to your voice, okay? You have to go through a de-poopification process if you're about to be poopy with them, okay? You need to get into your cortex and get out of your cranky mammalian brain, okay? All right, does this make sense? You'll get soft copies. Questions? Good? Okay. Yay. Okay, education and training company. The team was not taking enough risks. This team, though, had never seen where the bar was. So when the team doesn't know where the bar is, how do they know how high to jump, right? How do they know what they're really capable of when they've actually never been given a target minimum mind blower? Some of our clients don't even have minimums. They say, I want a target and I want a mind blower. Dude, you hit your target or we have a conversation, okay? So the team wasn't taking risks. So we had to do a sales and marketing assessment. Well, you know, maybe the sales is broken. The sales process was fairly broken, okay? The marketing was fairly non-existent, you know. So we had to do a sales and marketing assessment first so that we could lay out more effective programs. And then we laid out company-wide needle movers. Here's what happened. Their mind blowers, within 3 months, their mind blowers became their targets. Their, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing ever, just became their basic target. They weren't setting the bar high enough. They weren't setting the bar high enough because they never had the bar had never been set. So what they found was that they became totally aligned. We created a whole set of cultures and rituals around the company achieving its targets, the department achieving their targets, the individual achieving their targets, the little people, if you will, they used to call themselves that, okay, the people in the trenches. I was like, don't be saying that. The people who call themselves the little people in the trenches, yeah, that's a problem. That's like so Leona Helmsley, right? Let's not go there. So those guys now say, hey, what I do matters. I do this, which then helps my department do that, which enables the company to do that. So now people are more engaged because they see how they touch and impact that company's success. Make sense? Lay out the company needle movers, lay out the department, lay out the individual, so that the individual understands how they impact their department and impact the company, okay? All right, yay, good. Influential. Hey, if you guys have questions, you know, pop them in. We're gonna zoom through. Yeah.
Okay, so on that, just when
Okay, yeah, so just a sec. Their targets won't always be financial. If they're a salesperson, it's often financial, right?
That's what I'm saying. If they're a salesperson, their targets are the financial part. So then you're moving into the column, the activities it takes to hit those
Yes.
numbers? Okay.
So here's what we're going to do. Okay, thank you so much for this. In my next Forbes blog, but let's not make you wait for it because God knows when I'll have a chance to write it. I'm going to write about exactly how to break this down. Barbara, let's send the needle mover tutorial. Okay, that way you can just send it to all your people. Okay, so it's a needle mover tutorial, and then there are examples, and then there's a template. Let's just do that. Let's just get you the little kit, like the little accountability kit. Okay, so here's the thing. You don't want to. You want to collaboratively, with your executive team, lay out the corporate needle movers. Then with the departments, you want the departments to own laying out their departmental needle movers that will make the corporate ones happen, right? You don't want to just dictate them, right? You want to enroll them to create them for you, right, and with you. And then for the individuals, you want to say, okay, what needs to happen in order to get to that particular goal? And when you see the sample that we send you, you'll see that, oh, what was one of the things the guy wanted? In the sample, Steve is going to 35 million, and he needs to reduce costs. He wants to reduce costs by 20%. So what needs to happen is he needs to renegotiate his manufacturing agreements. You know, he needs to bring on two new providers. So you start to lay out what are all the things that need to happen. Then you can say, okay, well, George has to do that. Steve will do those things. Sue has to do those. That helps you then start to divvy up the different tasks, if you will, to make sure that that needle mover happens. So we start with the needle mover, then we go to, well, what needs to happen, and then we go to division of labor. Does that make sense? Okay, great. So we'll send you a tutorial and a template and some examples, some more examples in the needle mover setting process, because what you just saw was status, but you didn't see the setting process. Okay, good? All right, good. Okay, let's go over influential. All right, so here's the thing. Oh, you know what? Let me give you one last, I'm going to give you one last thing on accountability. The assigner, which is you, okay, if you're the CEO, the assigner's clear, underlined, expectations. This is how you get accountability. Plus the owner, the person it's being assigned to, the owner's agreement, plus, I better put this in red, that's better. Plus personal, meaning it applies to the owner, personal rewards and consequences. It kind of went crazy. Personal rewards and consequences equals accountability. We will not get accountability if we don't have personal rewards and consequences. You know, if someone's not coming through on the stuff they need to do, you know, we reduce their hours, that's a consequence. So assigners clear expectations. You're really clear on what you want. They say, I got it. Message received. I agree to that. Here's what happens if I do it. Here's what happens if I don't do it. Here's the ouchie. Here's the treat. Here's the candy. Here's the whatever the bad thing is. Equals, here's the switch. You guys are hardcore. Candy or a switch? What will it be? Okay, equals accountability. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I want to talk for a sec about influence. Influence is about several domains. The way we communicate, the words that we use to move results forward, promises and requests, right? Those are the words we use and the things that we do to move results forward. And the energetic use of one's expression. I know that sounds very California. Let me show you. There's two things we're going to do right now to foster safety and belonging. Okay, and the first thing is I want to look at rapport. Now, again, I'm trying to cram a lot of stuff in here because I want you guys to get a ton of tools. I want you to get like 20 million tools, but I'm going to have to be happy with you just getting 3 or so. This is how you influence outcomes. Oh, question? Yes, sir.
I made a big assumption early on that I want to clarify. Will you be sending us this PowerPoint?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When? No, I'm kidding.
Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? That was a request, but it was a request without...
I know.
Give me that request again.
Can you send us this PowerPoint by the end of the day through email?
No way in hell by the end of today. But I can commit by.
Is everything okay with you?